Hello? Hello, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I'm offshore up on my helideck, so I got service.
That's good. It's a few minutes before the meeting starts, but it won't be too long.
Yeah. So is there already an established board right now? You said there was a president,
There's a chairman, a
chairman?
secretary, and treasurer. Those are required. I
Okay.
am the chairman treasurer, although that is a recent change. I was just the treasurer, but our chairman moved to Tennessee. So
Good libertarian state over there.
I mean, they have libertarians in every state, but
Yeah, but they're making some progress over there from what I hear.
Louisiana has the best shot of getting someone into Congress because of
Okay.
our jungle primary, where we can have one libertarian competing against 3 or 4 Republicans and 2 Democrats instead of that. So
That's true.
we do have somebody that is intending to run for Congress in our district, and if he can. I'll be his treasurer if he can get to $5,000 and open up his account in the SEC.
Okay.
Our secretary was running for that, but she decided she did not have enough time to.
Yeah. Well,
there are a lot of other positions that are in bylaws, but they're not. They're all optional. Other vice chairman's nice to have in case chairman dies or becomes unavailable for whatever reason.
yeah.
We used to have a campus coordinator, but they didn't do anything. Which is fine. It wasn't long until COVID hit. Like, we had 2 months before COVID after we formed.
Oh wow.
It was pretty hectic when we formed, because the day after we formed, like, I find out we are wanted to be in court on behalf of local business, and they tell me, like, when I wake up at like 8 in the morning, and then I'm like mad dash on the phones and whatnot, talking to city councilmen, parish councilmen, getting ready for court, getting arguments ready and whatnot. It's just a mad dash for 7 hours to get ready for the court appearance. And I was still 1 or 2 weeks away from getting my hearing fixed for my ear doctor. So I couldn't hear what anyone before me said. But I got up there and I made my best argument. I also got the parish councilman that was in the area to have a meeting between the parish council and city hearing council on the issue.
Oh, this was, I guess, over the was it Love Shack or whatever?
Rave Boutique.
Yeah.
And they were very appreciative. We didn't win, mind you, but
Insane.
it was a bit weird. It happened to be on the day of daylight savings time change. So our opposition didn't show up in time. The person filing the complaint was the local Catholic priest, the head of the local Catholic church. And after the thing, I ended up speaking with him for 3 hours on theology because he was really, really interested in some of the stuff some of the weird early history things that were a little dubious, and we kind of both agreed that like that wasn't true history, but we got there for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, that's interesting, and that's mostly about we talked about lots of things, but it's about the Septuagint, which was a theoretical divinely inspired translation for the Bible.
Okay.
Now that's it. The story was the Pope sent out the Bible to 77 different people across the Roman Empire to be translated, and from all these scholars, so they could check them against together who does the best and whatnot, and they all come back exactly the same. So it's divinely inspired, but we don't have, it didn't make it to today. There's no physical copies, but the oldest Bible that did make it to today says it's based on that. But
well, yeah,
it's right. Neither me nor the priest believe the Septuagint was a real book, but you know, we believed it for different reasons.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this was propaganda to like increase his like hold over the like his version of the Bible, so he didn't have to, fight with people on different translations because he didn't speak Aramaic and Hebrew. He spoke Greek and Latin. So, and I don't remember the priest's reasoning, but he was like, yeah, I don't believe that either. But he was really interested in talking about it.
Yeah.
Kalina here is our secretary. She was the other person at that court hearing, and she could actually hear what happened during it. So if you want to ask more, that's the person to ask right there.
Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to position everything. There we go.
Now I could not open your agenda. There's a .pages file. So if you want to,
I can just tell you
like,
what's, I mean,
share
basically.
screen, yeah, you can do that too.
Oh, I don't know how to share the screen. It's
I mean,
basically just the stuff you said plus the District 3. So,
okay.
yeah, because you had already kind of copied the old one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's fine. We'll wait a couple of minutes before we call the meeting to order.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. All right.
So I'm just cleaning up my minutes notes for, did you get a chance to review the minutes from last time, Craig? You got that?
I did not. I'll do so right now.
Yeah, that one I'm pretty sure I did put to a
It's a
PDF.
PDF. Yeah, it was a PDF. I just
I usually do them all into a PDF. But I don't know why I didn't. All right.
Ah, darn it, why didn't it go into important stuff? Here we go. No, I'll just check for stuff from you. All right, here's the minutes.
Where, Andrea, where are you at that it's sunny?
I am
offshore.
about 130 miles southeast of Homa in the Gulf of Mexico.
I was gonna say, I hear like lightning and thunder out here, so. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been raining all day too. So it's like the only sun we've got. The
Yeah.
last 2 days have been gross.
Mm.
But when I'm home, I'm in
And where?
Youngsville.
Oh, in oh, nice. Okay. Awesome. There was a lot of Youngsville City Council seats, I thought, coming up this year. Wasn't
There
there?
are
Yeah.
couple, I think one of them's my neighbor.
Oh, Rennie? Nice.
Yeah, I think so. He's not a libertarian, but
That would have been good. Are you ready, Craig?
I am. I'm ready to call the meeting to order.
Okay.
Any objection to that?
Nope.
Okay, so the meeting has begun.
So 6:07.
Mhm,
So Craig motions and I will second that.
mhm.
You know, I'm a slow typer.
Yes, it's fine. I just sent a few reminder messages to people that had shown interest. I did request LP National to
Oh, if they wanted to come.
send someone if they wanted, if in order to help the request from the name escapes me. Gail William Carson Jr. of Don't Shred Ammo, who was requesting assistance.
Oh,
Similar to Craig.
Yeah, so we can talk about that in new business. I don't think I have that
Yeah.
on the, I think I left it off. Let me see, I'll add that.
Be Don't Shred Ammo if it's in there.
So, can we take roll?
Yes, we can. Chairman, Craig Forrest, present. Treasurer, Craig Forrest, present. Secretary, I believe Kalina is present.
Yes, present. Chair.
And one guest, Andrew Dodrill.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
So at the moment, these are the three attendees.
Oops, Andrew, DAU, GHDR, GHDRIL, 1L. Okay, perfect. Now, next thing.
Okay, I'll have you have the agenda in front
Oh,
of you,
yeah.
so I'll have you.
Do you want a motion to approve May minutes? You got a chance to look at those.
So. Oops. Hold on. Yeah, I'll approve May minutes. I'll second.
So, oh, wait, what? Oh, Craig.
I'll second your motion.
Oh, I motioned. Okay.
I'm gonna assume you motioned when you
Yeah, sorry, I was reading. Okay, yeah, so, and then Craig's like. Okay, perfect. And now, so we have membership changes. We can talk about this here or in new business, but basically,
No,
well,
we should talk about that here. So we have lost our chairman.
so Joe,
And we've lost Carrie Kennedy, who's at large. He's and hopefully we are gaining a new person here by the name of Andrew Dodger. And we voted three.
who else voted? Oh, Carrie had voted before he left.
He did. He did.
Oh,
yes.
okay. So,
Okay, so,
vote.
three of the, we had a 75% vote for replacing the empty position of chairman with myself. It was a not it kind of, as most libertarian positions are, especially her. Although for me, secretary would be the worst job.
Add
My
where you voted.
my letters per minute is terrible.
Okay, so I'm voted in the Facebook chat, 3 voted yay prior to Carrie Kennedy leaving.
Mhm.
So you are the new leaving. Craig is new. Craig is new chairman. Okay, and then he had left. And then if I will be stepping down as secretary and SCC rep, somebody would have.
Yes.
Can you even do all 3? Is that the thing?
I'll be for the moment taking over as SEC if there's no exception, but I'm going to call a motion to vote for the addition of Andrew Dowdrill as a member of this committee,
Okay.
if he is interested.
Do we need to check his credentials somehow? Or don't we?
Do. We first must ask that, is he a registered libertarian in the parish of Lafayette?
I am.
He is.
Okay.
Okay. He is already a member of the Libertarian Party of Louisiana. There are no other requirements, and he doesn't even have to be a member of the Libertarian Party of Louisiana. It's just a member, non-officer. But he's qualified to be an officer if someone vacates a position or we get Dustin to vote with us.
Yeah.
But 2 of us is sufficient to vote, or 3 of us. Once he's here is actually sufficient to vote to elect him to a position.
Okay.
So if you are,
So do we just check? Somebody needs to check afterwards his credentials. You'll do that, Craig, or?
well, we need a second for the motion to. I've
I
actually already checked his. Dustin's joining us. That's interesting.
Hey.
Wonderful. He hasn't
Now-
gotten to audio yet, but he'll
Better.
get there.
Okay, so you said you already checked his voter registration?
I
Don't know what.
asked him, and I took his word for it. But
Oh, okay.
he can. We don't have an obligation to do anything other than check, and then there. If he wants to join any state committees, he'll need to notify. He'll have to show the secretary or the chair or the vice chair or the membership officer from state. Hello, Dustin. Thank you for joining us. You're not receiving audio. Everyone else is, although you are muted. I can unmute you, but if you're not hearing us, That's gotta be on your end because the three of us are talking currently. Which I should put in the chat, because if you can't hear me,
Okay.
that doesn't help.
Oh,
Okay.
sir, Assistant Gentleman. User.
Let's see this. What's this?
Andrew, you said you're a member of the state party or the national?
He
State.
joined the state party
Okay.
just before an hour or two ago.
Perfect. Is okay.
Um,
Oh, okay, you're writing.
Can you add Justin to the list of attendees?
Uh, Let's see. HISSON added.
This is-
Perfect.
um,
All right.
Um, So I have put a motion onto the floor to add Andrew Daldrill as a PIC member. It has not been seconded.
Oh, I'll say it.
Great. Um, And because it's been motioned and seconded, and there's currently three of us, that's a majority. He's in.
Okay, so we just need, or just need, oh, there, Dustin,
Ah,
hear us now? Or you're
well, he's
unvoted.
not muted anymore. I still
Okay.
don't know if he can hear us.
Can you, are you able to vote?
I'm messaging you, but
Okay, perfect. Yeah, or just
um,
if there's none opposed.
Okay, so that motion carried. We now have 4 members of the PEC all present. These are all the current members that are officially on since the 2
Okay,
departures from last month. Um,
motion. Oh, I see, because he voted and we're the majority of who's here. Is that what you're
that's
saying?
correct. Well,
Oh.
you seconded, which is a assumed vote for yes.
Yeah,
And 2 votes is sufficient to carry, although it is no longer sufficient to carry now that Andrew Daugherty is a voting member. So you will now need 3 votes for a majority. Though it is a super majority in case we need anything but the 7/8, which is changed to bylaws. So we basically do everything but change the bylaws with 3 votes. We need 4 votes for that.
oh, I see.
Oh,
Okay, so
there's-
and
I'm sure
out.
there's no one that wants to change the bylaws because our new members have not read it and you're not interested.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. So now, did we want to see about an official position or other than,
Andrew is certainly welcome to make a motion himself if he wants to be secretary. You are trying to vacate that position, correct?
are you even would you even be able to do secretary, treasurer, and
I cannot
Yeah.
be all three.
you
Uh,
cannot?
I
So
cannot.
some have to take
Uh,
some.
So if you do, well, okay, we lost us, but well,
Yeah.
he still attended.
Yeah.
But if you are vacating, if Andrew wants that position, it's his. Otherwise, we are secretary lists, and I'd be secretary in action, just not officially. So that would be what would happen unless Andrew wants to be not secretary, but acting secretary.
Okay.
But I am,
What exactly does that entail?
okay, so secretary has to record what happens during meetings. And they have to, distribute those recordings in the form of meetings. That's what they're called. There's the syllabus of what happened during the vote, and they generally provide an agenda prior to the meeting. There are some other legal requirements when you're doing specific actions, such as opening up a bank account, creating a new organization.
Yeah.
Sometimes there'll be a secretary who will be hired to
Yeah, basically month to month,
submit things for that.
but month to
But
month, mostly just the minutes, like Craig
Yeah.
said, and then sending the minutes out, and then the agenda for the next month, which is pretty easy. It's just I don't know how many, my schedule is changing, so I don't know how that's going to affect.
So for the most
What
part,
kind of-
it involves recording the meetings and typing. To be fair, we actually record the meetings in the
Okay.
form of live video. So the secretary could just take that recording and use that to transcribe the minutes, even if they are unable to attend in person or on Zoom because they're too busy. If in any case, someone who is the secretary or acting secretary cannot make the meeting, either remotely or in person, they can record the meeting's minutes by going through the Zoom recording, which is posted to my YouTube channel, which generally no one watches that. It's just publicly available. I've seen a couple.
Okay.
Dustin, can you hear us now? If you're speaking, we still can't hear you. You're not muted.
The audio looked like it failed, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's trying to connect, and then X. So I don't know.
Okay. Mine's not showing that. So
Has to
thank you. Let's see.
Mode or something. Yeah,
Well,
because you can do Wi-Fi or like the dial-in. Maybe he needs to try the other one, the opposite.
yeah, he could call in on a phone to join, but anyway, what is next on the agenda?
Okay. So next on the agenda would be officer reports. So Craig for
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah. Okay. So chairman, we have a new chairman. That's the first thing to report. All right. So our founding chairman has moved to Tennessee, or is in the process of moving to Tennessee, and is no longer a resident of Lafayette and cannot be a member of this committee. So we have lost him. And there was a vote by 3 of the 4 members of the committee.
I described this all in.
Yes. But I still have to report it because
Okay,
this is how what we happened. So,
Okay.
So we elected a new chairman, which is myself. There are some concerns about being able to maintain the pick.
Echo.
It's,
Be a
hey, we
speaker
can hear you
for my
now.
computer.
got it. Okay, perfect. Do you want to be secretary? Oh, sorry, wrong place to ask.
Um, um, I'll do the treasurer report real quick and then I'll hand over the
Okay.
secretary report and you can do it from there. Treasurer, 1 more month of Zoom payment. Nothing else. No other expenses or donations. It
Okay.
is time for the secretary report
Fine.
and the SEC report. Those are
So-
both you.
My only report is I'm gonna step down as secretary but as Craig suggested, I guess I will stay on at large because then there will be 4 of us and we'll just need 1 more person. But I just don't know if I'm gonna have to be missing meetings and stuff because my schedule has changed a lot and with my son and everything, but I will stay on at large. And yeah,
So
so then
you're staying in the committee, you're leaving the officer position.
Okay,
Now, when
Do
we
you
go
want-
to our next caucus, it is required that we have 5 people
Yeah.
at that caucus. We
Yeah.
only do a caucus every 2 years. And it'll be quite a while before our
Oh, wait.
caucus.
did we lose Dustin again?
Yes, he disconnected again.
Okay.
But that is something we'll have to deal with, and we'll just have to keep trying to drive new membership until we can
Yeah,
get enough. We have more than a year before we need to
Yes.
have 5 people.
So,
Um,
Secretary Craig notes we will need 5 prior to next caucus. Okay,
Okay, so you are vacating the secretary position.
yes,
Anyone can fill that vacation, except me, because I'm the president and the treasurer. And it can't be secretary. I forget which one you can't be. There's some combination you can't be. So if Andrew or Dustin wishes to be the secretary, this would be the time to say so. So, Andrew, do you want to be the secretary?
What kind of time commitment are we usually talking about monthly that's required?
Well, it's usually the meeting, which would be an hour and a half, and then maybe another hour of prep work, handling the like emailing everyone the previous month's minutes and writing up the agenda. So maybe 2.5 hours a month.
yeah, probably only, I made templates, so it only really takes me like 20 minutes to do all this stuff leading up. I never really edit my minutes. I just keep them unless there's like actual time. So
It's about 2.5
Hours.
hours a month, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less, a little more once you get more or less used to it.
Yeah.
That of course does depend on typing speed, words per minute, because if you do so very slowly, then the meeting will last longer, and that's additional time that everyone is here.
I'm a pretty decent typer. I can give it a shot and get involved, I guess. Gotta start somewhere.
Well,
Okay.
that's great, because I will definitely motion to fill the position of secretary with Andrew.
I second that.
Great. Now we just need a vote. Can you hear us, Dustin? please reply either in text or in voice or both.
Okay. Audio back now that restarted. You can hear us now?
Mhm.
Oh, good, good, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a vote on the floor to fill the vacated position of secretary by Andrew Daldrill. If you would like to also run for that filling, you can. Are you interested in filling that position, Dustin?
No, I'm not
Okay,
gonna really
so-
dedicate
so
much time.
He's
Yeah.
currently running unopposed. It does require 3 votes here to pass. I will vote in favor.
I vote in favor.
Okay, well, if Dustin or Andrew also votes in favor, then we have a new secretary.
And Andrew, don't put me on the spot.
You can
I'll
vote,
vote in
your
favor.
vote is sufficient here, Dustin, if you want to
Okay.
make him secretary. It seems unanimous.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Dustin, vote in favor also?
I don't care. I don't
He is
participate in these enough.
Abstaining.
You-
So it is 3-0.
Okay.
It is
Perfect.
Unopposed. And
So-
in sufficient number.
So we have a new, okay, so Andrew is now secretary. Okay,
Um, For practical purposes, we're going to have that start next meeting. I can act as the intermediate secretary preparing next month's stuff if you don't have time to do so.
okay. Yeah, and I can just send you these minutes and you can.
Yeah.
Is that fine?
That's fine.
Okay. Andrew,
Because I don't want to have Andrew switch in the middle of this meeting to
Yeah.
recording it.
meeting, Kalina. Oh, okay, so Craig in interim or next meeting, comma, Kalina. Sorry. We'll email Craig the minutes. Okay, perfect. So SEC reports, I'm also stepping down as SEC rep because there's no way I can make it to the next SEC meeting anyways. And so I'll be losing my spot. I won't be able to go on Saturdays. So Craig has said that he would fill the role if he's running unopposed. So I guess we can talk about that.
Yes, I think it would be difficult for someone who is offshore to fill SEC. Now, I haven't seen any of the meetings, so I don't know if that's true. For the SEC meetings, do you need to be there in person?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
they do remote at all. And so, and the next one is July 23rd. I think.
so someone offshore probably couldn't hold that position. We could put you in it very shortly, but I'm sure you'd be kicked out pretty quickly once you happen to be offshore for a meeting. So,
And I'll be offshore July 23rd.
yeah, well, I mean, yes, so you cannot fill that position. Dustin, I'd love it if you would fill that position, but I'm not expecting you to, so.
No, I had a position before. I just couldn't.
Yeah,
I just
Yeah.
couldn't dedicate.
I know.
enough
I
time
remember
to-
you were campus coordinator.
But it's good that you're still here at large. And then like, I don't have the time right now, but as long as we stay on at large, then we can just keep rolling. So,
Yeah. And we can always pick up if things get rolling and whatnot. Oh no, that's a new business.
yeah, so
Uh, So we'll have to put that in a motion.
Banquet completion is called 2006.
So for the SEC rep position, the motion will be to do the same as the secretary and fill the vacation, but with Craig Forrest instead of Andrew Dattery this time. Is there a second on that motion?
I second that.
Okay, now we can vote on that motion. 3 votes are required to pass. I'll vote yay.
I vote yay.
Okay. So if either Andrew or Dustin votes yay, we will then have that position replaced. And hopefully I won't get kicked out of that position for not showing up.
How about you?
Okay, that's sufficient. So we have 3 votes, none opposed, unless Dustin wants to oppose, but.
Are you opposed? Does
No, he is
No.
not.
abstain? Okay. Do you abstain?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, so it is 3-0. And we can move on to the next piece of the agenda.
Okay, sorry, just a second. Okay, perfect. Old business. So we have bank account. I don't know. Well, you can. talk
Now
about
that
this.
I am both the secretary and the treasurer, and I have all the paperwork ready, I can actually do this myself, so I don't need to coordinate with multiple people anymore. Although it's usually we need a secretary to follow up within a month. But we can worry about that, but we don't have anybody donating and we don't have any expenses outside of Zoom for the moment. And in campaign season, that's going to be very, very much true because people will be donating to candidates and money will be spent through campaigns. They're not going to go to our local PEC. So I do not believe we need to create the bank account, although we now can more easily. And if we do it, will be with home bank. That was the best fit for us, as according to last meeting. It was authorized last meeting. So unless there's any objection to creating the bank account and removing the authorization to do so, we will just leave that as an option and do so if we get around to it and want to transfer the various assets and bills and whatnot to the bank account instead of my individual account. So anything else in old business?
Events and media. So events was next.
It was mostly Carrie that talked about new events. You occasionally brought up a few. November 8th is voting day. July 22nd is the deadline for signing up for as a candidate for Congress. And it's a few other positions have slightly different dates, but
What day was that? The last day for qualifying is July what?
22nd, if you're paying the $600 fee, it's actually different if you're submitting 1,000 signatures. I think it's the 12 or something. It doesn't really matter. No one's going to do that.
Okay.
Our current people running for our representative, they're currently 2, although we have a Libertarian who is intending to run and is working on the paperwork currently.
Yeah, put him in business too.
Yes, that's Guy McLendon. It's not official yet, so there's no, it's not something we can say is going to happen, but it is his intention. There is, which will come up in new business, a federal court order that has moved through the governor, state, Congress, and federal appeals. And next is being appealed to the Supreme Court, which could affect everything by redistricting all of Louisiana. And we'll get to the details in that and get to new business.
Okay, so then, yeah, it's just the last one for this, but there isn't really, yeah. I mean, is there
What
anything?
was the third? old business?
Media.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
We've been doing tons of media. I can say that I have been trying to give Facebook a lot of money, and they keep saying no.
you never-
Shannon also tried to give them money, and they said
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
But essentially, they take time to verify data, and our address changes when we changed chairman. So, because it's the chairman's address is the address of the PEC. So that's creating issues of proving that I am indeed the Libertarian Party of Lafayette for Facebook and whatnot. So the ads are not going through for getting people to come to this one. Hopefully they will for the July meeting. I will keep throwing money at Facebook until we get enough members to feel comfortable.
Okay, so that would be an expense through the PEC that you will report like as treasurer.
That is correct. There were several attempts to spend money for the PEC, but they all failed. Even, Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to throw $15 into like a boost, and that was rejected. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But currently, our all of our attempts at media, because Carrie was our primary on that. That was through Facebook. If anybody wants to be on meme posting duty, I am so very far out of that social circle that I will never do that.
Yeah.
Unless I'm getting paid to do that, which I was when I was working in advertising, but I didn't like it. Wasn't good at it. But if anybody here is big on memes and wants to post memes as the Libertarian Party of Lafayette, that will help increase our reach and engagement.
Drew, are you a memer?
The only memes I post get you put on lists.
Oh. Those are the ones they like, huh? They're for the
Yeah.
page. Okay.
Yeah. So Dustin, if you want to post a bunch of memes, like, put them in the chat and we'll say
Okay,
good day and post it if it's cool.
I can do that.
Cool. And we'll, we have in our chat, in addition to our members, we need to invite Andrew to our, we'll do that after the meeting. Into our messenger chat.
So Dustin,
blanking.
okay, perfect. So new
But yeah.
business, departures and additions, which we had talked about above.
Yes, we had several
In
departments and
detail.
additions. And we basically finished filling those additions.
Mhm.
Unless we want to add any new officer positions, I know Kalina doesn't. I'm not intending to add a new officer position and fill it.
Yeah,
If Andrew, you want to fill any officer position, you can make one up now. And we'll probably vote you into it.
I'm all right.
So you are secretary, Kalina will be at large, Justin is at large. I am president treasurer, and I'm on 5 state committees. That's a if anybody wants to join a committee, that they, oh, seconds on committee. Kalina, you're a second on a bunch of committees. Or do you want to maintain those seconds, or do you want to vacate those as well?
I'm not even sure anymore. I think I was on platform. There should just be platform convention, but convention we're not.
Convention planning and platform, yes.
Am I on platform?
No, sorry, you were on platform and convention planning, not
Yeah.
bylaws.
Yeah. I might not even be on platform.
I
not.
mean, I think you are, because I think I saw them listed.
But yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm being second. Fine.
Okay.
They
So,
never, I didn't really need it, anything. Definitely not for.
if anybody wants to be second on the committees in which we don't have a second, such as bylaw. So that is the committee which determines the bylaws it proposes the changes to the bylaws at each state convention, which is every 2 years. So they go over the legalese and choose what to do. They also have just recently gained the authority to make grammatic non-meaningful changes and simply submit them to the chair or secretary of the party in so if anyone's interested in being second on that, they can take that position. And the other position that we have no second on is the new Legislation Action Committee.
Oh, really?
Yes, but
That would be my alley, but
you can certainly be a second on it. I'll be honest, it doesn't have meetings. It just has a chat. It doesn't even have a page. And it's just us posting and debating the legal significance and whatever's going on in the chambers of the House and Senate of Louisiana and federal in case we want to, but I mean, it's a state committee about state stuff, so we can certainly talk Roe v. Wade and thank God that Casey was upheld, even if Roe was overturned.
so I'll wait. We're at the end of the legislation session anyways for the, state
I
and
mean,
stuff.
we just formed the committee like a few months ago,
Yeah.
so this is a good time to join if you want a second. So,
Thank
I'm
But so
trying
far-
to find the memes I made a while back.
Wait, what
I'm
do you say?
sorry?
I'm trying to find some memes I made a while back. So,
Yes, no hurry.
One of my
Like,
answers somewhere.
We probably don't want to post more than one meme a day. So
Okay.
it's not something that we need to spam, but some people like memes. I hate them, but doesn't matter because other people like them, and that's how you get other people to engage.
I mean, by definition, memes are things with broad appeal. So it's a good way to get attention. If
To
like-
be fair, if we're going the actual definition of memes, it's the one as defined by that damn biologist.
It's an idea that spreads rapidly.
Yes,
population.
it's a it was described and coined by today's most famous biologist. It's the societal equivalent of a gene. So it's the aspects of society that are passed on to other societies and their descending society. So that is the definition of a meme. But that's not how most people use it. They usually mean to mean an internet thing that becomes popular for a while, possibly long term. But the term has nothing to do with the internet. It is a biological, it's a sociological term by a biologist.
So next order, SEC rep, which we already did, then we have outreach.
Outreach is what we talked about when media was there.
Okay.
I forgot when we said media. I was thinking outreach. So whatever. Outreach is already done unless somebody has something to add.
What about District 3?
Oh, yes. Okay. So
District 3 rep.
hopefully, I am currently in talking with Guy McLendon in Sulphur, who is intending to run for our District 3 representative in Congress. He asked me to be treasurer once he forms his PAC. And I said yes. But he won't do that before approaching $5,000 in donations. But there's a huge problem that hopefully won't come up because there's so little time. Go ahead, Dustin.
Districting. Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't have anything.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so what was I saying?
Redistricting, I think is
Yes,
where you're.
okay, so there was a popular movement that a number of Louisiana citizens signed and submitted to federal court to request a court order to redraw the maps of the districts of Louisiana, which we have 6 of. Our population dropped in New Orleans, which dropped us from 7 to 6 due to hurricanes, mostly Katrina, and people leaving and not coming back. But the request was to redistrict such that 2 of the 6 districts are majority Black, African American. Is the I believe the court order. The judge did in fact make that order to the governor and the state of Louisiana. The governor was like, we don't, the ballots, we're writing the ballots now. We have a month to finish like all of them. You want us to start over from the beginning? And he was like, okay, I'm calling it to a motion now. And I'm vetoing it. So if you guys got 2/3 vote, keep going. And they did have 2/3 votes, so they kept going. And then he appealed to Federal Appeals Court. They said the order stands, and he appealed to the Supreme Court. Alabama has something similar in progress. So if multiple states are doing this, the Supreme Court might actually take the case. However, they probably are extremely spent right now. And July 22nd would be the deadline for the Supreme Court ruling. So they kind of have to take the case pretty immediately if they want it to be for this election. But legally, the federal courts have ordered Louisiana to redistrict the maps. So while we are in District 3 right now, we may not be by the time of election. And if that happens, everyone running for Congress is has to change based on where they are and where the lines are drawn, so, and what number they happen to become. So we're currently represented by Republican. not
Clay
Republican, what was his
Higgins.
name? Higgins,
Higgins.
yes, Clay Higgins, yes. We're currently represented by Clay Higgins. That may not be the case if they redraw the maps. Don't know. We'll be represented by someone, but who we're represented by, what number district we are could change, but I
Yes.
suspect it won't happen in time.
So it could be an issue, maybe not.
It could
Something,
be an issue, maybe not. That's correct. But that's the full story there. Does anyone have any questions about that?
no.
Okay, we can move on to next in new business.
Okay, the last thing we really have is don't tread ammo.
He didn't show. He didn't say ahead of time what he wanted help with specifically. And the person from National
I see.
also didn't arrive, and I wasn't expecting them to. And no one from the state stepped up to assist, so.
Oh, you
You
said
don't-
from national, you would ask someone from national? I thought you
Yeah,
meant just,
I asked if anyone was interested in Louisiana, and I sent an official letter to National. And they replied earlier today that while they can't attend personally, one of the people it was directed to, they did forward it to all the other potential people who might want to come. However, it's irrelevant because Don't Tread Ammo's president, which is he's a factory in Lafayette that produces ammo, and he's having trouble with government interference. And he was going to protest assistance because that's something we offer as a PEC, which me and Kalina both did a lot of on the second day of our PEC.
Yeah.
But we haven't done much since, although Crave has been a great partner since then. Quite
Yeah.
a lovely group of people, but
recognize it.
I shoot his ammo, some good stuff.
okay. I wasn't aware we had a ammunition factory until he contacted me and said he wants to join this meeting. But like I
Kind of
contacted him
ironic that we
yesterday.
first found out we even had an ammo factory when they tried to shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you could build an ammo factory quickly. So, I mean, we've had it for a while, just it's kind of out of the way past the airport. So, and it's not
I think
visible
if
from
our-
the large streets. So unless you're looking for it, you probably won't find it.
If I remember right, my buddy owns a gun shop that buys from him. He was saying that he's having problems moving it. I believe like
Transportation.
you can't transport it to a different location without selling it, or it's some
No,
funky with
I
the
understand
government.
there's lots and lots of regulations
Yeah.
on stuff from both the, laws of various kinds, as well as just actual implementation by the ATF. Although that's not their full name, but that's what people tend to call them. But they've added explosions and other things to their, explosives and other things to their names. They're not really the ATF anymore, but whatever. There's people still call them the ATF.
So we'll just,
But he wasn't here. He was supposed
Yeah.
to be here.
okay,
He said he was coming yesterday. I reminded him today and he didn't respond and he didn't show. So
Okay.
nothing we can do to assist him until he actually contacts us and tells us what he needs.
Yeah.
So
So-
next business.
so that's it. So next meeting, how do you want to do it? You want to do it at CC's again or via Zoom, or what do you think
Well, I
will
mean,
work?
we're all going to have it Zoom, but first we need to get a day that people are okay with. Andrew, are you good with Tuesday afternoons in general? as,
Yes,
okay,
as long as it's the half of the year that I'm home,
well, okay.
or Zoom.
Okay, well, is there any time that's okay while you're offshore for these kind of meetings? This exact
time,
meeting?
this
okay.
time, anytime after 6 o'clock in the evening.
Great. That's great. So we'll do, next meeting. I'm still gonna have it here. This is gonna be same address, 1405 West Bayou Parkway, Lafayette, Louisiana, 70503. I can type that in the chat if you need.
That's okay.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And we'll choose the day as the second to last Tuesday of the month, which is our standard, which is July 19th.
Bye. Night.
What was the damn thing from National? What did they have a national meeting that they invited me to? Whatever. I guess I'll just join and find out what it's about. They're too vague and say nothing about what it's about. So whatever.
So you motioned that and I'll second you.
I'm sorry, what do we?
Your motion for July 19th, 6 p.m. at 14.
Oh, yes, for the next at meeting. Does anyone have new business they would like to discuss that they have not discussed yet? That sounds like a resounding no.
Okay.
So I will motion to adjourn once Kalina stops typing and
Oops. Hold on, typos. Okay. Yeah.
mhm.
So you
So,
motion.
if it is convenient for you now, motion to adjourn. Is there a second? You don't even need, does anyone object to adjourning?
I'll second it.
Yeah. Any
And-
objections to ending the meeting?
No.
Okay. Well, Andrew, I'm going to send you an invite to our
And time-
committee
Sorry.
on Messenger Facebook
Oh, sorry. End of meeting time 7:03.
3.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Perfect.
But I will get you in on the chat. I will put I'll change Kalina's and Andrew's nicknames, taking away your secretary and adding it to Andrew.
Passing the.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. So, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Great meeting.
All
See you all. Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. I probably won't be able to come to these much because I got work in the afternoons.
Yeah, it's fine. Anytime you come, we're happy to have you. But focus
Absolutely.
on what you need to do. You're a lot younger than us, have a lot more to do to make your future good. So,